Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Tutoring to Go. My name is Claire and I'm a junior.
Hi guys, my name is Farah and I'm a junior.
Hey yo, my name is Treasure and I'm a junior.
Hey guys, so we're gonna graph this equation today, y equals 3 over 2x plus 2. So this is in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So the b is the intercept and this is the origin of our graph. So if it's 2, we're going to start at 2, and this is in units of 1. So up 1, up 2, that would be 2. And the intercept is the y-intercept, so it would be on the y-axis. And then you look at the slope, and that's rise over run. So if you're going up 3, you're going right 2. So you would draw another dot there. And then you do the same thing, up 3, right 2. And then if you want to draw your line this way, you can go down 3 and left 2, because if you look at the point that you just drew, it's also going up 3 and right 2. And then you can connect your dots when you think you have enough.
Alright guys, this is our second equation and it's also in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. In this case, our y-intercept is 5 because if you plug in 0 for the x value, you get y equals 5. So we just go up 5 and we plot it right there. And then our slope is -1/2. You can go up 1, left 2, or you can go down 1, right 2. It would give you the same thing because it so simplifies to -1/2. So up 1, left 2, down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2. And then you can just extend this line through your entire graph. And that's it.
The previous problems were all done with graphing first while looking at the equation. This time we're going to look at a table to do the graphing. So, just for a heads up, this is the y-intercept form. So it's y equals mx plus b. And so you have your y-intercept, and then you have m, and then you have your slope stuff. So we know the y-intercept already, so we'll just graph that anyway. It's -7. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And since it's negative, it's all the way down here. And then since we have a table, we might as well use it. So to find the -7, you would just plug in x as 0. And then 0 times 3 is 0, and then -7. Some more points just to add. And you can also do negative x's if you want for this equation in particular. So 1 times 3 is 3, and 3 minus 7 is -4. And then 2 times 3 is 6, 6 minus 7 is -1, and 3 times 3 is 9, 9 minus 7 is 2. So now you can go to your graph pretty easily. We already plotted this, and now we're going to do 1 and -4. So go to your x-axis for 1, and 1's here, and then it goes down 4. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have 2. You go to 2, and then down 1. Then you have 3, and you go up 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then now you can just extend your line as so.
Alright guys, so first we're going to start off with labeling our axes. This is our y-axis and this is our x-axis. And these are going by 1, so this is 1, 2, 3, just like that. And when you have x equals 3, that means that the x value has to be 3 no matter what point on the line you're at. So for this, we can do right here. That's a point where x equals 3, this is a point where x equals 3, this is a point where x equals 3, and you can go the opposite way as well. So for x equals 3, it's just a straight line through 3 on the x-axis. So you can go back and check this with a table if you want, because whatever values you have for y, the x always has to land on 3. So you can have -infinity to +infinity be your range for the y, but the x is restricted strictly to 3.
So for y equals -3, before we start, let's label our axes. So we have y-axis and the x-axis. Okay, so for this, we're just gonna go to y equals -3 on the graph. So by ones, 1, 2, 3. This is -3 on the y-axis, and then all you're gonna do is, as it goes on the y-axis, you keep going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. And then you just draw a line across on -3 on the y-axis. And then you can also check this with a table if you would like. Okay, now we're going to do a slightly different method because here we have standard form, which is not mx plus b, rather it's x plus or minus y equals the b technically. So we needed to get to mx plus b equals y form, but right now it's not in that, so we're going to use this equation to turn it into slope-intercept form. So you want the x on the side with the c value, I guess you could say, which is technically b as of right now. And so you subtract 3x to get it to with the 10 first. And now you want y by itself because you're trying to get y equals and not negative 2y. So you're going to divide by negative 2 on all of the terms, not just the x or just the 10. So now you have y equals negative 5 plus 3x over 2. So that's your equation for the graph. So now you can graph it. So first, in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, since this is the y-intercept, you're going to go to the y-axis, and then you go down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then now this is your slope. So you have 3x over 2, or 3 like this. Either way, same thing. And so this is like the y value, so because rise over run. So you have 3, so you can go up 1, 2, 3, and then to the right 2, 1, 2, because it's positive. And do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And same thing going down. Down 3, 1, 2, 3. To the left 2, which is the same thing. And then you connect your dots and you have your line.
So you've already seen how to graph it when you go from standard form to slope-intercept form. So now we're just going to graph it by making a table. Right, x and y over here, and then you can label your axes as well. And then you can start with x and do negative 1, 0, 1, and 2, or you can pick any numbers you want to plug in for x. And when you plug in negative 1, you get negative 5 plus 4y equals 20, and then you just solve for y to get the y value. So you add 5 over here, and you add 5 over here, so you get 4y equals 25, and y equals 25 over 4, which is not a pretty number, but that's what we got. And then you keep doing that, so when you plug in 0 for x, you will get 20 equals 4y, and you divide by 4 on both sides, and when you divide by 4 on both sides, you get y equals 5. And then when you plug in 1 for x, you're gonna get 5 plus 4y equals 20, so you're gonna get 4y equals 15. And then you divide by 4, y equals 15 over 4. And then for the last one, we're gonna plug in 2. So 5 times 2 plus 4y equals 20. So 10 plus 4y equals 20. 4y equals 10 because we subtracted 10 from both sides. And y equals 10 over 4. Alright, and now what we're going to do is graph it. So we'll start off by graphing the easiest one. So it's 0, 5 for the first coordinate. So you go 0 on the x-axis and you go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the point after that is 1, 15 over 4. So you go 1 on the x-axis and then you go up 15 over 4. So 15 over 4, you can go, so if you go up 1, that would be 4 over 4. 2 would be 8 over 4. 3 would be 12 over 4. And if you go up 4, that would be 16 over 4, but we only need 15 over 4, so we would stop 3/4 of the way. And then we can do 2 and 10/4. So you go to the right 2 because it's on the x-axis, and then you go up 1, which is 4 over 4, 2, which is 8 over 4, and then halfway between, which would be 10 over 4. And then you can extend the line. And you're done.
What would you ask yourself if you were trying to graph a linear function?
When graphing linear function, I would first ask myself, which form is it in? So if it's in standard form, that's probably going to give me the question, okay, so how do I turn it into slope-intercept form? And if it's in slope-intercept form, I just start from usually the y-intercept or the b value to start on the graph at 0 on the x-axis.
How would you approach graphing a linear function using a table?
So if I had to graph a linear function using a table, the first thing that I would do was, label the axes so we know where we're going and what way we're going, and then I would make the table, and then after I had made the table, I would choose 3 numbers that were on the left side of the y-axis, and then 3 numbers that were on the right side. So it would be something like -1, -2, and then -3, and then 0 in the middle, and then 1, 2, and 3 on the other sides, and then I could graph.
Thank you for tuning in to Tutoring to Go. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for Thank you for tutoring. Why cannot say the word?